Such different shifts of tone, I think, between our speeches for Justin and then what's been doing for Annie, because we're just trying to roast them this whole time. And then they're like crying up here. Well, I gotta give it up to Nick, because Nick, he tends to stutter a lot, like all the time. And so him coming up here and going through that whole speech, complete sentences, amazing. Give it up to Nick. Good job, Nick. So Justin asked Nick and I to be his best man at his wedding today, but I guess I'm the second best brother based on what Nick said. So, which is pretty much last place because there's only like 2 brothers. So I guess I win the award for best effort. Thanks, Justin. Thank you. Justin was nervous about me speaking today because I spent my life mocking him. I call it constructive criticism. I think it builds character. But we don't always see eye to eye on that, except when I'm sitting and he's standing. That's just the first short joke. It's going to be a lot of short jokes. So I like to start by telling you about how Justin was conceived. I think it's good to start at the very beginning, right? So I figured that's a good place to start, and he was an accident. Let me explain what I mean by that. Let me explain, because my brother and I are like a year and a half apart, and he's like 7 years younger than I. So my brother, here's the story, because it involves other people that's here. So my brother Nick and my cousin Matthew, sitting over there, we were jumping on the bed. And, you know, 3 Chinese boys jumping on the bed sounds like the start of a racist nursery rhyme, but that's what we were doing. And I was the first to fall off. Well, I didn't technically fall off. My brother Nick pushed me off. And I flew into the nightstand, and I broke my arm, just dangling off of my elbow. And my mom said that she was so distraught that she got pregnant. Now, I don't actually know how that works. I keep asking her, like, how does that work exactly? I have no clue. But to this day, she still attributes me breaking my arm to Justin being born. I think it's some crazy feng shui or some Chinese beliefs or something. I have no idea. So I'd like to personally thank Nick for ripping my arm off, for my cousin Matthew for teaching us how to jump on beds. Before him, we thought beds were just for sleeping. So shout out to Nick and shout out to Matthew, because without them, Justin wouldn't be here today. He wouldn't exist. And while we're on the subject of sibling abuse, both of my brothers stabbed me with pencils when I was a kid. 1 on each thigh. And living in our house was sometimes like the Hunger Games. Except I was PETA. I was the guy that just kept getting targeted and attacked at all times. So when I got stabbed by a pencil, true story, my mom told me that I was going to die from lead poisoning. I cry myself to sleep every night. Every night. It's true. This actually happened. And then until I found out that pencils were made of graphite and not lead. Like I said, Hunger Games. PETA. It's me. So going back, when I was 7, Justin came into our lives. And he would follow me around everywhere. We were literally stuck to my hip. My parasitic twin. I go to a movie date, he was there. Dinner date, he was there. My first kiss, he was there. I know that sounds creepy, but we were each other's first kiss. Sorry, Anna, I know you thought that you had that honor, but it's mine. It's mine. I'd say he came into his own in high school because he finally slept in his own bed. He slept in my mom's bed until he was about 15. True story. He did not leave that bed until he was too old to fit on it. He met Annie in high school, and there was definitely a spark there because I heard all about it. At that age, it's normally puppy love because people rarely marry their first girlfriend, but not in their case. They're soulmates. It's pure. I'm actually the slut of the family, I would say, me. Because both my brothers married their first girlfriends. I would have done the same, but I found out that in the state of Hawaii, it's illegal to marry your hand. It's not a dirty joke. I'm an artist, I paint and I draw, I use my hand for work. So I purchased a mail order bride from Vietnam. She makes great pho. Shout out to Amy. So if you guys are looking for cheap wives, check out Vietnam. At this point, I'd like to thank everyone who flew in for this special occasion. We have people from Oahu, super far away. Almost everyone. Oregon, California, New Jersey, Japan, China, Hong Kong, Chicago, and I think there's one person from Maui here. There's one, right? Right there, representing Maui. Two, right? Two. My dad is here, which is great. It's been a while, so it's always good to see him. Also want to say a thank you to Tom and Amy for raising such an amazing daughter. She's intelligent, strong, loving, caring, compassionate. I also like to thank my gung and my popo. My grandfather passed away from pancreatic cancer years ago, but he lives on in us, and so we owe everything to him. He's watching with pride from above. And so my grandma doesn't understand English, so the whole time she's been just sitting here, just listening to, has no clue what's going on. So I'm gonna speak in Chinese, so bear with me, but just a short little thing. 多謝公公婆婆照顧 to my Oisek Ore Gomdoling. The accent was perfect, I think. And of course, I have to thank my mom for raising the three of us. Being a single mother is tough. You don't realize it as a child, but when you become a parent yourself, you finally understand. I have two girls. I have no idea how she did it, especially with all the pencil stabbing going on in the house. I gave her even more credit with Justin because Justin got the short end of the stick. He still has to tippy-toe to use the urinal. That was his joke for himself. I hope he doesn't have a hard time raising a family because it's going to be hard putting food on the table. He's going to have to tippy-toe there too. Tippy-toe to the plate on top, the table. That's the joke. You're too short for the table. Well, I'll say this, he's a really down-to-earth guy. Really down-to-earth. And whenever I see him, he reminds me to appreciate the little things. So, when you see him, don't forget to pick him up and give him a hug. Hold him like a small baby. Tight. Okay, enough short jokes. I do all days. I've been doing his whole life, so. Annie, you look gorgeous today. Justin, you look okay. Your tuxedo from Baby Gap fits you perfectly. I have one more short joke. Couldn't help myself. Annie, you always look gorgeous, but you look amazing today. You make my brother so happy, and thank you so much for doing that. Seeing him happy means the world to me. He's a great guy. He's the best person to have by your side, both in real life and in MMORPGs. You know what I'm talking about, all you gaming nerds out there, MMORPGs. It's no secret that they love video games. I do too. I'm so happy you two found each other. I mean it when I say that I'm gaining a sister today. You're gaining two more brothers, two sisters, four nieces. I speak for everyone when I say that we love you both. And I'm sure that you all thought you were at the Wong wedding today, but you're at the Kitten one. That's how you pronounce it, right? The K-I-T-A-I-N, Kitten. Kitten. I'm gonna stick with Kitten, it sounds better. So Justin, I'd like to propose a toast. Oh, I forgot my cup. I'm just gonna put my hand up. To Annie and Justin Kitten. Let's get the party started right meow.
Yeah, go ahead. How about another big hand for Jasper? I think we realized why he went last.